Good morning. It's Monday, the 29th of June, 2026. I've told you many, many times about those people who were arrested 4 years ago. And people were like, well, I don't see any evidence. I don't see any evidence. Well, the evidence is coming out right now for those people who are aware. And this is all to do with frequency. And I'll give you one example, because mainstream media are not telling you the truth, certainly not the whole truth. I'll give you one example. There's a man in America called John Bolton. John Bolton was arrested and charged. Nothing in mainstream media. And even now, no mention of the fact that he's been arrested and charged. But there is a mention of the fact that he's been found guilty and fined 2.5 million and will be serving time in prison. Now, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to work out that if you've been fined 2.5 million and you're going to spend time in prison, that you've probably been arrested and charged. But they didn't tell you that bit, did they? But it's there in plain sight when you know. So you're hearing that these people are going to prison. You're hearing these people are getting fined. You're hearing all this stuff, but you're not adding a very simple 1 + 1. That to be charged or to go to prison and be fined, you have to be charged. You have to be arrested and charged. That's how the system works. But they forget to tell you that part. That's how media works. They just put out there that, oh, he's been fined and, oh, he'll spend some time in prison. But they fail to mention to you, the public, that he was arrested and charged. So when you see cases of people being fined and going to prison, please add 1 and 1 together. Morning, Drew.
Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, everyone. Well, going to the UK, King Charles and Prince William have for the first time supposedly publicly revealed how much personal tax they've paid, making an unprecedented move towards greater transparency within the British monarchy. Buckingham Palace confirmed that King Charles paid £12.9 million in tax for the 2024-25 financial year and has paid more than 30 million since becoming king in 2022. Prince William also disclosed that he paid £7.76 million in tax for 2024-2025, bringing his total tax payments to more than £20 million since becoming Prince of Wales. The disclosure accompanied wider changes to the reporting of royal finances. The annual sovereign grant report also confirmed that public funding for the monarchy will move to £99.9 million a year from 2027, while Buckingham Palace's long-running refurbishment nears completion. Supporters say the move demonstrates a commitment to greater accountability and openness. Critics argue that questions remain over the wider financial arrangements surrounding the monarchy, including the Duchess and the level of public funding.
Yeah, what a beautiful story and what a load of absolute poppycock. For those people who actually do any research at all, this reminds me of the story of what a wonderful man Bill Gates is, because he gives so much money to charity. The fact is that he owns the charity, and that charity gives to another charity of his, that gives to another charity of his, that gives. So it looks like he's given so much to charity, but it just goes round and round in circles, so that the public think, whoa, what a wonderful person. This is all part of the pantomime, but this is to wake people up. Anybody who does any research at all will find out the truth. And I'm not going to tell you. This is something you have to do yourself, because if I tell you, you won't believe it. So it's time for you guys to do your own research or live in your happy bubble. There are so many people out there that just live in their happy bubble until, like recently, one of my other friends who lives in his happy bubble suddenly found out certain things are not quite what he thought they were within the banking world. once you mess with their money. Oh, their bubble goes bang. Very, very interesting. My next story is also, this is more of a, not so much a story, but a word of advice. Everybody who's listening to me right now will have heard about the reset, will have heard about the great transfer of wealth. And this is going to be a piece of very, very good advice from bitter experience. When you come into money, a substantial amount of money, I'm going to advise you from personal experience. The best thing you can do, if you come into a large amount of money is nothing for 90 days. Because most of the mistakes when we get money are made within the first 90 days. Sit back and evaluate the situation from a position of strength, knowing that you've got a large amount of money, knowing that most of your problems have gone away. Now, obviously, it's wisdom to be able to buy yourself food and drink out of that money and to be able to pay your bills. But before you do anything stupid, sit back for 90 days. Now, you've been listening to me for 7 years, so 90 days is only 3 months. You can manage it. And if you do, you'll make smart choices rather than foolish choices. And that's coming from a man who's made many, many foolish choices. Learn from experience. There are plenty of people out there who will tell you exactly the same thing, that have come into large amounts of money. During my life, when I did jobs, I would earn $1 million, $5 million per time. And then I'd just have one big party and enjoy my life. And I look back and think of some of the stupid things that I wasted my money on. Where what you need to do is look at yourself and your future, as my wife will tell me, that we need to look after ourselves long term, not short term. Short term, you can be so happy, but that's only for a short term. So that's my little piece of advice for you as we get very close to one of the greatest resets of all time, the biggest transfer of wealth that you and I will ever know is in our lifetime. Don't miss the opportunity to set yourself up for life. Drew.
Next up, Britain's heatwave has caused refrigeration systems to fail in several supermarkets, forcing stores to remove chilled and frozen food from sale. Industry leaders say aging cooling systems are struggling with record temperatures. Now we know why they've been cooking us like chickens, Charlie.
Yeah, this makes me smile because it's just preparing you mentally, because they know that they could very easily shut down the food chain and, all of the air conditioning's gone down because it's been so hot. And they can simply cut off your food supply like that. We saw it before with the farmers. The food chain stops literally within 72 hours, 3 days gone. Do you remember COVID? When everybody went to the supermarkets, they ran out of chicken, they ran out of toilet paper, they ran out of everything in 3 days. We're trying to educate you here to understand what they're doing, to teach you what they're doing. Do not believe the BS. And as my masseuse, who looks after me and has done for many, many years, lives off-grid, grows all her own stuff, creates her own electricity from solar, has her own well. She's not dependent on the supermarkets. She's not dependent on that. We've all become so dependent on other people, which is fine until they let you down. I'll leave you with that thought. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. It's nearly the end of June. Half the year's gone already. Don't panic. Things are going to get better. But it's a bit bumpy right now, but have a wonderful day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.
These are the facts, not put out by mainstream media. If you want to know the truth, we put out the truth every single day, Monday to Friday. So if you want to know the truth, come to charlieward.com. and see real news daily. And join the Insiders Club, which is live on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Hi guys, it's Charlie here. If you're looking to protect your future with gold or silver, pick the region you're in and choose one of our trusted partners.